Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a message as well as a conversation that I had with our dear sister. The message that she sent to me, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a Zimbabwean woman who is currently staying here in South Africa. I am working as a maid. Brother Nashi, the wheels of life, indeed, they do turn, and I never thought that I will end up living in a foreign country without even a work permit, even so, and working as a maid with the way that my father used to be so wealthy back home in Zim. It is quite embarrassing. Even when I am on Facebook, when I look at the pictures that we used to take back in those days when my father was still alive. Brother Nashi, do you know that as a family, we were once taken by my father to Disneyland in America just for fun? That is how much my father was so wealthy. And I thought that life was always going to be that great. But here I am working here as a migrant, and I am being underpaid by my bosses. But what can I do? This is what life has given to us. So growing up, all that we knew was that our father was a traditional healer. He was not a normal traditional healer. Most of his clients, they were not your regular Zimbabweans, but most of his clients, they were those people that were wealthy politicians, and they were traditional healers that used to travel from Zambia, Mozambique, and a few of them, they used to come from Malawi. But whenever the people that were from Malawi would come, he used to hold a ceremony for them. He was one who was fond of Zvikure, or what they call Gule Wankulu. He loved them quite a lot. So whenever a traditional healer would come from Malawi, he would call those Zvikure, and they will start to have their traditional ceremony at our house. So growing up, I grew up in that environment where we never went to church. We believed in the things of the ancestors. But my father, when he died, it took us less than a month to destroy all of his wealth that he left behind. And when I say that we destroyed his wealth, it's not like we did not know what to do with the money, but I just want to tell your listeners that you can never plan with money that was earned through rituals. It is impossible. You will never do or achieve anything. Once the person that did the initial rituals has died, then it means that the covenant is expired. For ritual money, it is not money that can be extended to the next generation. So I hope that your listeners, they are going to think about it, and they need to take it from one who is a daughter of a traditional healer who, when he died, he left nothing for his family. My father, he had a lot of cars, about 20 or so, but all of them, the day that we buried our father, when they would try to start those vehicles, they would refuse to start. And when we sold those vehicles, we got nothing out of it. And even the house that he owned, which was in Borodale, we tried to sell that house to a big politician, but that politician used his expensive lawyers to grab that house from us. We literally got nothing out of the big mansion that we were supposed to sell for millions. We were only given a couple of $1,000 instead of millions that we had been promised. Even if it happens that you have kids with a person that is a ritualist, never think that the person is going to leave anything for you behind. You are not going to get anything once that person dies. That is what happened to us as a family. So, Brother Nashi, the story started when my father came to Zim from Malawi. He got married to our mother, and I never knew my mother. because my mother died when I was still very young. So my father was working at a farm in a village that is called Marondera. When he was working on that farm, my mother, she used to bring men into a bedroom whenever our father was not at home. Then people told my father that this was what my mother was up to. That was when he returned back home. When he returned back home, he then caught our mother red-handed with a man. That was when my father murdered our mother. After that, my father was arrested. But to prove to you that my father was a very powerful witch doctor, he was arrested by the police, and then his relatives, they traveled from Malawi. When the day of the court was set, my father, mysteriously, he was found innocent, not guilty, even though he was the one who had stabbed my mother to death. But still, the judge said that my father could not be kept in prison any minute longer, and that is how my father got out of prison. From there on, we heard stories that my father used to see the spirit of my mother. That was when he became dark. He started practicing dark magic because he was trying to chase the ghost of our mother. He went to Malawi. When he came back as a powerful traditional healer, and he started making a lot of money because there were people that would come to his compound, and all of these people, they wanted him to help them in their money-making rituals. Within a very short period of time, my father had bought a house in the suburbs, which was a very big, beautiful mansion. But there were things that used to happen at our house, things that we still do not understand. But I have one sister of mine who seems to have an idea of some of the things that our father used to do. So this is what used to happen. We suspect that our father, he was part of a syndicate that used to hijack people, kidnap people. After kidnapping those people, they would murder the people in cold blood, and after murdering the people, then they would harvest the body parts. The reason as to why I say that my father, he seemed to have been part of a syndicate, it was because of some of the things that we used to witness growing up. Because whenever these traditional healers will be gathered at our house, our father, he would say that we are not supposed to go upstairs, and upstairs we would hear the crying of kids as well as men and women, and those people, they would scream in pain, and then they will just go quiet as if something bad would have happened to them. And our father never allowed us to go upstairs whenever they were having those traditional ceremonies at our house. So there is one of our sister who said that even if we were to go to that house today, she suspects that there are human bones and human skulls that were buried there by our father. After our father had died, that was when we sold some of the things that we had because we wanted to move out of Africa. But still, Brother Nashi, we did not manage to do anything with that ritual money. Even one of my sister who went to Europe a couple of years ago, she told us that she can get deported at any given moment because when she tried to apply for an asylum, they rejected her. Even though some of the people that applied for asylums with him, they did not get rejection letters. So we know that our sister is going to get deported because she used the ritual money that was left behind by our father. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us try to speak with her in the comment section. She is saying that if you have a partner that is a ritualist, never think that when your partner dies, you are going to inherit the wealth that he would have left behind for you. Just know that once he dies, once your partner dies, he is going to carry his assets, everything that he used to own, and you are not going to benefit anything. So she is trying to help other sisters out there who just wish that one day they can have a child or get married to a man that is a ritualist, thinking that they will benefit when that man would have died. And our sister is saying that after her father had passed away. They were left with nothing. She used to be a daughter of a wealthy man, but now she is working as a maid. Let us try to speak with her in the comment section. She is also asking for a prophet. She's saying that if there is a prophet that is interested in hearing the rest of the story, because she says that there are some details that cannot be shared in public. She is even afraid of sharing those details in public, because it seems as if at that house, which is in Boroto, there are human remains that were buried there by their father. And it seems as if the sister that is in Europe, she knows a lot of these things, because she told them that she knows that if they will ever dig up at that house, they will find human skulls. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us meet again in the following episode.